I'm Vanessa Gilles, and you're watching 110 Football.
Jess, I'm conflicted. On the one hand, I personally love Portland as a city, but on the other, it's frustrating to keep losing to the Thorns up there.
I hear you. I have a well-known love affair with donuts, and they have some good ones up there, but I'm sick of these scorelines as well.
Well, we're lucky because today we welcome Angel City's own Tyler Lussi to the show. The former Thorns player will walk us through her journey from Portland to LA.
And help us break down Friday's match. It's all next.
On Angels Wear Boots. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Angels Wear Boots. You heard that right, we will be speaking with Tyler Lussi in just a moment, but first I have to introduce our fabulous panel. First we have Jessica Black. Hey Jessica.
Hey, Megan. Don't know if you guys noticed, but Megan looked a little bit taller in the intro. Do you want to explain why you looked a little bit taller?
Yes, they had me stand on an apple.
She can't even say it.
That's great.
I was standing on a platform. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks, Jess. Also joining us is Nina Kiefer.
Hey, everybody. Not sitting on anything to make me taller today.
And lastly, the tallest person on the panel, we have Lauren Sesselmann joining us.
Wait. It's not Lauren Sesselmann. It is. Play that tape.
No, it's not. There's no tape
Is there
to play.
a tape?
Oh, there's a tape.
There's a tape. Play
Oh
that
my
tape.
goodness.
I'm bringing a different type of energy
Wait,
Is there a tape?
Scared.
today, this episode.
what?
Oh,
Here we go.
I'm ready.
With Lauren Sesselmann. Lauren, how are you?
AKA Sess Money, and I'm just here for Sarah's drip.
This is your player card,
Wow,
I
she's got
believe.
some
so.
luscious locks there.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
Where do the rest of us get one?
Is this an extra?
You know, in my ear, Jason's telling me that they're going to be delivered tomorrow.
Okay. Being printed
Along
right
with the Sess
now.
Money shirts.
No!
She is here to stay. What's up, world? Hey. And also, I have a shirt for each of you.
Stop it.
You can rock Sess Money
excited.
everywhere you go.
This is the best day ever.
show. If you want one in the chat, let me know. You know where to find me. Let's go.
I can't believe you hid
really
that
have
from
shirts
us
for
this
us?
whole time.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
You know,
I'm wearing it to work tomorrow.
I'm
Like, that's
speechless.
it.
Megan doesn't even know what to say.
All right.
We're crazy.
Make sure you get in the chat right there. Ask us all your questions. And if you have any questions for Tyler Lussi,
Oh my
make sure you throw those in the chat as well. We'll make sure to answer them for you.
All right, like, subscribe, ring that bell. You know what to do. Let's go.
Hey.
We're ready. Let's go.
Drop the merch, Daniel T says.
Yes.
Yes.
Daniel, it's coming, baby.
Wow.
okay. I don't even
She's
know what
stunned.
to say.
She's so
I'm
shocked.
stunned. I was wondering why she was wearing a hoodie zipped up. Okay,
That
that
has
makes
food
sense.
stains on it. Nonetheless.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, as we mentioned, Angel City stumbled to their second loss in a row and their first on the road. We always start the show off with all the big storylines from the weekend, and that was in hashtag trending. But this is a special hashtag trending. However, today we're going to explore last Friday's match with the help of Angel City's own Tyler Lussi. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you.
Thank you so
And Lauren.
much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Lauren, love it. I
You
want
want
a
one?
shirt.
You want one?
Yes,
Okay, gotcha.
absolutely.
Don't I know the people. I got you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Classic. Okay, well, Tyler, let's start off. Let's start off with the obvious. This was your first regular season game back in Portland against your old club, and your second, including the Challenge Cup. What kind of emotions did you have in each of those matches?
Yeah, so obviously playing in Portland for 5 years, first game back in the Challenge Cup, it was very strange. I mean, 5 years is a long time. I started my professional career there, had so many memories with the team, and majority of the team is still there. So it was definitely strange playing there because I know how daunting it is coming in as the away team. And now being on the away team was just an odd feeling the first game. So kind of had to get those emotions out and then feel it out. Obviously the result in Challenge Cup didn't go our way. And then the second time obviously didn't go our way, but I felt so much more all in Angel City. I was now fully invested, coming in like, we're going to do it, we're going to win it. Obviously we didn't, which was unfortunate, but it's a growth, it's a learning process. But I think the best part was coming in and having all the fans like cheering for me and Simone. Obviously we played for a number of years together in Portland and now playing in Angel City. It was really just special hearing people cheering our names. And it just shows how invested the fans are into you as a player as well, and how much effort and heart you gave to them for so many years, that no matter where you go or another team you end up being on, there's still that support, which I thought was like the best part of it.
Portland fans are definitely the best. They're welcoming of their Timbers and Thorns players, you know, even years after. Did you and Simone have a conversation before the match? Did she say anything to you prior?
Yeah, so actually, when we first played in the Challenge Cup, we kind of had similar like feelings of this is very strange. You know, Portland will always have a piece of our heart and everything. And then this game, we're like, no, we're all Angel City. No way, we're not messing around. Portland, okay, it is what it is. But for 90 minutes, we don't need to be friends.
Yeah, I love it. Tyler, I have a question for you. So I personally know what it's like to transition to a fullback role because I had to do that in my career as well. And first off, I have to say your work ethic is incredible. I love watching you play. How was that transition for you to step into that role with all these injuries going on? I know it's not easy. It's a completely different mindset, but you stepped in. You were player of the match as a defender. You've been incredible to watch. You've picked everything up, like all the cues, anything to step into that role as a fullback. You've done it, and it's been such a joy to watch you. How was it for you personally?
Well, thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate that. It was definitely daunting at first, especially in DC. I had 3.5 days to prepare for that. And in my hometown in front of like 20 plus family and friends. So I just needed to know the basics, the principles of playing left back at that time, and then switching to right back, and then at times going up top. So I think my overall attitude and philosophy is no matter where I am on the field, I'm going to bring that intensity, that positivity, that grit, and that fight for my teammates. And that continues no matter where I'm playing on the field. Yeah. I think I've negotiated with Freya. The only position I will not play, and is a hard no to, is goalie. I don't need to do that. That's a no.
That is a hard position. That's like a completely different mindset. But like even transitioning from like in the game, you went from like, you know, top to front again. How was that? Because it's very difficult. I don't think people understand the magnitude of how difficult it is for you. So when you had to step back up top, what were you thinking?
It's definitely a mindset shift. Because going from defensive mode to, hey, I need to stop the forwards, to now I need to be a forward again. Definitely, you have to do it on the fly, and that's part of being a professional athlete. So having the support of my teammates and my coaches and all our fans definitely helped me achieve what I needed to.
Yeah. Great answer, Tyler. So quick question for you. You know, you've had to defend against Sophia Smith and Trinity Rodman, and we know they are two very strong attacking players. What was kind of the difference in their styles when you were defending against them?
Yeah, so obviously with Trinity, I didn't have much time to prepare in that game. And she's an incredible player, fast, physical, skilled. So I know that in that game, I had to shut down her, and that was my focus, just shut down her and her alone. And I know I needed to get to her before she turned and got on a run, and just bring that physicality, intensity that I have. And then with Sophia Smith, obviously I've played with her for a number of years, so I know more of her tendencies. But at the same time, I had to also focus on Rocky and Christine Sinclair and a number of other players, which I know their tendencies as well. So I kind of had to spread myself out a little bit, which was definitely challenging. But having the support of my back line, the entire team, Dee Dee, was helpful in terms of transitioning and continuing to play that position.
Yeah, so who was harder to defend against between Smith and Rodman?
They're both really hard to defend against. I'd probably say Sophia Smith, because obviously in that game we unfortunately lost. But yeah, she's definitely just fast, physical, and skilled. And it's definitely, it was challenging, but it was fun experience as well.
Ooh, fun on the defense. Lauren likes hearing that.
I do. I have to say just one comment because I know you do a lot of mentorship as well, but just seeing you transition between all these different positions is very inspiring for these youngsters to watch and to show like how coachable and versatile you need to be as a player, because there's a lot of players that I've worked with that are like, I don't want to step into that role, and seeing someone like you just stepping into that role and being like, I got this and I'm going to give my best ability, which you are such a workhorse and I love it. So I just want to applaud you, and to everyone that's watching, like I love that what you just represent. So thank you so much.
Yeah, they say growth comes from a place of discomfort.
Yes, it definitely does. Being open to it.
Yes,
yeah, I think,
exactly.
Lauren, I appreciate that so much. And yeah, I think I try to teach all the young scholar athletes that I mentor, whether it's soccer or other sports, that being able to be open and versatile in whatever you choose to do in life will help you grow immensely, not only just in your sport, but in life and in whatever career path you choose to go down.
All right, Tyler, I have a question for you as well. So speaking of attack, let's kind of pivot a little bit to the Angel City attack. Angel City has so many great attacking players. You're one of them, Simone Charlie, Kristen Press. I don't have to rattle them all off. You know them as well. You know them well because they're your teammates. Angel City seems to be creating quite a bit of chances, but the ball's not hitting the back of the net probably as much as, people maybe expected it to. In your opinion, what needs to change or what needs to happen in order for more goals to go in the back of the net?
I think it's just that grittiness in front of the goal. The thing is from the Challenge Cup till now, we have grown so much. We've created so many chances. This team has so much quality, not only up top, midfield, defense, goalkeepers, that it's really all come together, and we're still growing and learning each game and every game, whether we win, lose, or tie. We can always learn something and figure out how to obviously put the ball in the back of the net. And I think it's just continuing that growth and that consistency and that grittiness that we have, and we continue to find as well in each game. And I will say the goals are coming. The goals are coming.
Do you guys put some pressure on yourselves though to try to push that forward and expedite the process of trying to get those balls in the back of the net, or is it just kind of like it'll come in time?
I think it's a mix of both. We haven't played together as much as a lot of other teams. We're still trying to find that connectivity and that balance together. So it does take time, but at the same time, we know how to score goals. We have scored goals, and it'll come.
All right, excuse me. We have a couple more questions for you. So from the chat, Daniel wants to know, does Freya temper any expectations with the team as far as, switching positions, or is the mentality sky's the limit?
I think it's sky's the limit. I think she has an incredible mindset, and wherever anybody's playing on the field, she's incredibly supportive. And in terms of all this entire staff, when I had to step into outside back, I had so much, not only just my teammates, but staff supporting me, showing me videos, answering all my questions. So they're always supportive no matter what. And that's the best part.
We love to hear that. Well, one last question for you, a more fun one. In your time here in LA, what are your favorite pockets? Any favorite restaurants, places to go when you're not playing?
So love to go to Malibu, the beaches and everything. The Sunset Restaurant in Malibu is one of my favorite spots. And then just exploring like short little hikes around here. So there's so many places I still haven't explored. So I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah. Do you guys have any recommendations for her?
Ooh, there's lots of great places in Malibu, but I do have one very important question. I think we'll get in trouble if we don't ask you. We know about No Sleeves FC. What's the upper body workout routine?
Yeah, we need to know.
My go-to upper body and one of my favorite exercises is pull-ups.
Oh,
wow.
Yes.
How many can you do?
Well, it depends. So there's different types of pull-ups. So there's obviously chin-ups, but these are real pull-ups. So you got to go this way.
Okay.
So I got a record of 15, and you got to go all the way down.
Is that with or without weight? Do you add any?
Without weight. Without weight.
Wow. Okay, first of all,
With or without standing on a box? No.
you might be the only player that will say pull-ups. might be I have no upper body strength whatsoever. I will never ever say pull-ups or push-ups ever.
I never could.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I've been doing them since I was little, so it's always been fun, and it's something my family and I did. And then even my dad built a pull-up bar. Wherever we have moved to or lived to, he's built like an outdoor pull-up bar. So it's always fun, and we have like a family small competition. So it's fun.
That's incredible. I'm impressed. I know my sleeves are probably a little bit too long for you, but we thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us here on Angels Wear Boots.
Yeah, thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.
Bye.
Can you guys do pull-ups?
No, I can do maybe one, but it's when I like jump off and like pull myself up.
Yeah, I
That's
can't
about all
do
I got.
even like an eighth of one.
When I was in college and I would do like the pull-ups for like the little test or whatever, like my legs would be going like this, like to try to get me some leverage. So I think the answer is no.
Oh, Tyler's great. That was a fun interview.
Yeah. it was
Yeah,
great.
she's definitely cool.
All right, well, let's talk a little more about a topic we've spoken about in weeks past and something Tyler addressed, and that's finishing chances. I think we've all said it'll take time for this team to gel and we shouldn't worry necessarily, but shouldn't we still be doing better from an offensive perspective?
I definitely think so. I think Dee Dee's doing her part. Our defense are doing their part on the back line. You know, we can't win a game if we don't score a goal. And right now we're seeing chances created, but we're not seeing finishing.
Yeah, I definitely think in certain games it's been a finishing issue. We've created a lot of chances and then we just haven't put them away. But against Portland specifically, I just feel like we didn't create that many chances. And I get Portland's a really difficult team to play against. I mean, Lussi already kind of talked about that as well. But it just felt very individualistic once we got into the final third. Everybody was kind of doing their own thing. There was more creation from everybody than actual like somebody trying to get on the end of things. And so maybe it's a little bit of trying to be the one that gets it over the line and does the thing and gets the assist, but somebody needs to be crashing the box, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we're missing somebody, like Lussi said, have that grit in the box to like put the ball in the back of the net.
And something you alluded to before we got on air was the connectivity. It just looked disjointed, that game. And from the first whistle, it was like, ooh, it's gonna be, I can tell the energy was low. People were making the same types of runs. It's kind of like they didn't know where to go. And maybe it was a smaller pitch. I don't know what it was, but that connectivity is gonna come with time, as Tyler alluded to. Like it's coming. I can feel it, but also I feel like there might be a few missing pieces that we've talked about on previous shows. I still would like to see Charlie get some help up top because the wingers have been having to come back and play a lot more of that defensive role, and we need to get Kristen Press up there more. It's coming. I feel it. I did see a lot more from Charlie this game, so that was positive.
So what is that missing piece? What is the biggest issue that this team needs? Is it a proper 9 or is it a proper 10?
I mean, for me, it's definitely has to be that 9. It has to be somebody that, like Tyler Lussi said, that grit in the box, somebody who can just put the ball in the back of the net, like whether it's a cutback or a cross or a corner or something. We just need somebody that can finish. And obviously we have like Kristen Press. She, over the years, has really became a true goal scorer, but I don't think she's a target forward. She's not somebody that's going to go back to goal, kind of hold it up for you while your wingers go on either side and pass it into the seams. She's not really going to do that for you. And when you don't have her, when she's trying to do that creative role and drop in deep, you lose her in the attacking sense as well. So if you bring in a 9, they can do 2 things: finish off moves, but also hold up the ball for the rest of the team. So the likes of Charlie and Tyler Lussi and Kristen Press, when they peel off, there's somebody to pass the ball into them.
Yeah. No, I think you're definitely right. I think we do need that finisher. We need that true 9 up top that can start putting the ball away for us. We're seeing a lot of creative attacks, and we're seeing like McCaskill and Endo putting the ball where it needs to be, but we need somebody who can then help Kristen Press find the back of the net. You know, Simone Charlie made a lot of great runs. She even stuck with it after getting tripped up on the turf. You know, I see Benny Vale in the chat. He's saying the number of corners we've taken and not scored is frustrating. And I totally agree with that. We have these great set piece opportunities in the attacking third. We need to find a way to capitalize on those.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about this last show. It was like 15 set pieces. This one was just almost as many.
Yeah.
So I think it's just working on the set pieces. And, you know, we're always looking for Jill to come off and win those headers, but now they're marking her. And then once she goes and leaves for CONCACAF, who's going to be stepping into that role and winning those headers? We saw, you know, Ricardo get her head on a few. Kristen got her head on a few. It's coming. I feel like it's coming. This was just maybe a little step backwards, but it's okay. I think they're a strong team. They know what to do. And so I think we're going to see a different team step out onto the pitch on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
13 headers to Portland 6. We're winning the ball in the air, which is great, but we need to make sure we're putting it in the back of the net too. I think that's what it comes down to is right now we're lacking the consistency, I think, in that forward rotation. I think putting Tyler Lussi into the back has actually kind of hurt us long term because we're not able to find that extra connection up top. And I think we might, maybe the missing piece is sitting on our back line right now, but we know Jasmine Spencer, I think, is going to be out. I think I heard a few more weeks.
Weatherholt's still out.
Weatherholt's still out.
We're dealing with injuries still.
Are we back to that conversation then? Do we have depth?
Well, I feel like it may be what Freya Kuhn wants is to have some more attacking players in the fullback positions, but ultimately when you have the likes of like Jasmine and Tyler Lussi playing in those fullback positions, you don't have players that can change the game off the bench either. Because really your fullbacks, if you bring them off the bench, like they're not really going to change the game in the final third that much. So I do think we're kind of in a depth kind of problem here, but I don't want to freak out too much about it. But what I will say is that Angel City has a plethora of facilitators, but not enough finishers. And so either somebody needs to step up and say like, hey, I'm going to get on the end of these crosses, or maybe that's something you look for in the market.
So we all agree it's a number 9?
It's a number 9.
Yep. All right, final answer. Well, moving on. How many times in your life have you put your favorite song on 10 and danced all by yourself in front of your mirror and thought, I'm an amazing dancer?
All the time.
Well, this next class of 2022 is for you.
I bet Steph has some great moves.
I'd say Simone or myself.
Definitely not me.
Me. So far, Carrie has been dancing the most.
Well, Carrie is a trained dancer. I'm not sure if she's the best dancer.
I've only seen Carrie dance, but like she doesn't do it seriously. But I would say her because she's willing to dance.
Okay.
I mean, Carrie likes to dance. I wouldn't say she's a good dancer.
Carrie Ricard.
Actually, people have been saying that.
Yeah, because they're lying. Carrie.
Many people have said that jokingly.
Because she's so bad.
And it makes me very uncomfortable when she dances.
Oh my gosh, they just
I love
Carrie's
her.
so dirty.
Whole world.
Carrie's the best.
She doesn't take life too seriously.
No, I had the opportunity to play with her. One of my favorite people. Love her.
So is she a good dancer?
I actually I don't remember her dancing, but I've also had a lot of concussions. So, but if she was dancing, I was probably dancing a lot alongside of her because
She was just concussed?
That's money, y'all.
Okay.
Okay, on that note.
So who do you think the best dancer is here on stage?
I mean,
Well, there's footage of me dancing on one of the skills challenges that we have.
Oh,
so there's
where
actually
is it?
footage
Go
of
ahead.
me.
Is there footage?
show us your moves then. Come on
I'm
now.
not going to do it right now. You guys have to go check that out.
I learned the gritty this weekend.
You learned your gritty? Do it.
You know what?
That is not the gritty. That's like a third of the gritty.
No, you see, this is what my feet would be doing if I could stand up and show you.
Stand up. Get up there. Come on now.
Shoot.
I gotta but what
we
if I
go.
mess up? I have
Get
to
it,
warm my knee
Lauren.
up.
You're
before I
live.
You have to warm her knee up. Hey.
No, actually, I'm not bad, but I gotta warm up for that.
We got to stretch first, apparently.
Don't want Sess Money to hurt herself.
It's
so
almost her birthday in August. So
It's almost 40.
that was
in a
great.
year.
I think think Lauren is on Carrie's level where she likes to dance. So I don't know about the best dancer, but we're just going to move on to Lauren.
Oh,
We've
hi.
done this next segment a couple of times before. Jess did the first and Jen did the second. Now it's Lauren's turn for player rating. Everyone in the chat, tell Lauren why she's right or wrong. Go
right.
ahead, Lauren, the iPad and stage.
I didn't really want to do this today, you know?
You got
But I
to.
think I need to put these shades back on. You know? Why I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No, I would love your
it.
input, everybody. I would love your input.
We will definitely tell
let's
you if
start
you're
off.
right or
No
wrong.
injuries. When I'm dancing, yes, no injuries. We've got enough of those. All right, let's start back to front because we got to start with my defense first. Dee Dee.
10.
I mean, hello.
Yeah.
Amazing. She played, I have to give her a 10. I'm
I
sorry.
agree. I'm sorry. People can hate on us because there were 3 goals. I don't blame
There
Dee Dee
would've
for a
been, like,
single
8.
one of those.
Did you see that one where she was like, whoa?
Well, I mean,
everything.
let's keep it real. It could have been more
Yes.
had she had not been so
Absolutely.
good. So,
Yes.
yeah.
100%. I think she got like her fingertips must have been like a foot long because she kept diving and getting those last second. She deserves a 10, 100%.
I kept thinking
Okay.
about that interview that you
All
did
right,
with her.
all right, Dee Dee, good job, girl.
Yeah. I think
All
that
right,
really
Riley,
makes a difference.
Riley, my left back, my leader.
You tell us.
I mean, you're doing the rating.
yeah.
You guys
Yes, I'm the one doing the radio. She's trying to get. She's trying to collaboration. This is not a group project.
Responsibility.
The work rate of Allie Riley. I mean, she got into the attack a lot. She got into the tackle. I'm going to give her an 8.5.
Okay.
I think that's respectable.
Yeah, an 8.5. Yeah.
Yeah, she was very solid. She always holds it down back there. I like her leadership. I
yeah,
agree.
she's in the right place, right time. I mean, my biggest thing though for Angel City is our defensive transition. So we're gonna keep getting better at that though. Okay, Reed. I thought she played really well. I think she was in the right position. Her body positioning was great. I'd probably give her around an 8.5. I think it's really hard. Okay, it's really hard to play defense. It's not easy, and I think there was some gaps with the midfield and the center backs. So for me, I think it's difficult. And Sophia Smith. I mean, you have to give her some credit. She was incredible this game.
Yeah.
So what do you think? 8?
I'd go an 8. That's
8?
just me personally.
8.
Now it's become a group project.
Yeah, this is project. This is a team.
Okay.
This is a.
In the chat,
Solo
Brian is
project.
agreeing with us. He's saying Dee Dee can only do all she can, but it
Yes.
doesn't help when you have a plethora of injuries on your defense.
Yes.
I think he's calling out Sarah Gordon. No.
So with the injuries on defense and them letting in 3 goals, you're giving them all 8.5s.
No, there's
okay,
an 8.
Okay, because I've been in the position when someone's rating you, and
Okay.
like for me, I just I have faith in these girls. I've seen such great moments from them, so it wasn't the best game, but I'm still gonna give them higher. So Jill,
Okay.
I mean that tackle on Sophia Smith.
That's what you call a crunching tackle.
She is the enforcer back there. She saved us so many times, and I really think that her and Reed are really gelling in that back line. I don't know what your input is, ladies, but she's a leader back there. I'm gonna give her a 9.
Right.
Jess's face. Did you guys catch Jess's face? You should have.
All right.
Okay, am I not great? Maybe I'm not the
Wait,
right
Jess,
person
do you
to do
disagree?
ratings.
Jess, what are you trying to say with your face?
Okay.
Say it.
All I'm gonna say is that I feel like my ratings were lower, and the game that I was rating, we won.
Okay, guys. Do I need to?
Should she just knock like 1 point off of everyone?
All I'm saying is that there's room
Yes, I'm great
for
at it.
these I'm just gonna let you do you.
Yeah,
girl.
do you? Keep going. Vanessa gets a 9.
This is my positive Cess Money energy.
Yeah, Vanessa gets a 9.
That's money energy.
Okay, Tyler, my girl Tyler, did you see that goal line save, baby?
Oh, yeah.
I think she played actually very, very well.
I think so too. Okay, can we talk about that one foul that was called the yellow card that Sophia Smith earned?
Yeah.
Was it a foul? She's running into the box, she connects with the ball, and she totally takes out Tyler Lussi.
That was great defense. I'm sorry. Sophia, get your butt up. Hello.
What energy have you on
Earned
today?
a yellow for that? Do you think that was a yellow card offense?
Yeah. I think so. I was trying to think, because whatever, that's the defender in me that I was like, Tyler, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
all
I
right.
think Tyler's doing a great job
Yes.
playing defense. I want to see
playing
her
out
back
of
up top.
position. She has a never-ending engine. Energizer Bunny, if anybody, she needs to get a high score because it's hard playing out of position.
So now you want the high scores.
I honestly would give her, I think she did great. So, okay, Ricaro, I love you, girl. She is a workhorse. For me, it wasn't her best game. Yeah, it wasn't her best game. I think there was a little too slow with the movement and the switching of a point of attack.
Is she missing Danny in there in the midfield?
I think she's missing Danny, her counterpart in there. I think they worked very well together, and I think Clarice stepped in, and this is her first game starting. I think they're still feeling it out. But I will say, she kicks back on defense. She works so hard. So I'm gonna give her an 8. An 8.
Okay.
But I love her, and I love her.
Is that 8 for her dance moves?
Her dance moves. Okay, all right, okay. Yes, do you have something to add?
All I'm gonna say is that when I was in school, like, I would have hoped that you were my teacher. If you were grading my papers, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Are you rating as Lauren their friend?
I'm rating as me being on the field with them.
As a teammate.
As a teammate.
Okay.
Because this is just...
No, that just gives the lens
I'm always
for
about
everyone in the
positive
chat.
reinforcement because I know what it's like to be on the reverse end of things.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Clarice, player of the match.
Okay.
Glad you
Thoughts on that?
my face on that one.
I think she was there. She did well. I think we still need to see a lot more from her. I need that, that little French flair that, she's supposed to be bringing to the table. When she went like this, she was player of the match. I think she was a little hit in the first half. Second half, she did have that nice cross into Kristen.
But in the first half, she had that really bad giveaway that led to a goal.
Okay. All I can say to that, square pass. That was not a good pass to her. That wasn't her fault. Also, Riley, that wasn't a good pass. Riley knows this. She knows. She's a seasoned veteran. She knows that wasn't a good pass. I think she went like this. It was on me. Led to a goal. Also, biggest thing when that kind of happens, we need to make sure our defensive, that was when I'm talking about defensive transition there. So I'm not going to blame that on her.
What kind of midfielder is Clarice? Like, if you had to describe her, what kind of midfielder is she?
I don't know much about her yet.
I think that's what we need to find out, like, over the next couple of games. Like, what are her strengths? What could she add to Recaro to make that midfield more balanced? Because, we had some questions around having Recaro in there by herself with McCaskill and Endo. I don't feel like there was a balance in this midfield either. So I would like to see more of her and see what she can add. I know she's a quality player, but I'm not quite sure what she is, but we miss Danny's grit and defensive presence in the midfield.
Benny says he wants to see more of your reactions to Lauren's ratings, and I wish you could all see Jess's reactions.
Benny, am I not doing a good job?
Her faces are, I would give each reaction a 10.
Yeah, Jess's reactions are in a 10.
All right, keep going.
All right, I'm gonna keep going.
All right, what's the rating?
I don't know. She got player of the match.
But
8.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Savannah McCaskill. I thought she was a bright spot, and I thought she was all over the pitch. I thought she was getting in good channels. I think her work rate is incredible. For me, I thought she was player of the match, but that's me personally.
You love her. So you obviously love.
I just loved her in this game. I know because I don't talk about her that much.
Watching her play sometimes though, I feel like it takes 2 or 3 steps for her to get into gear. She's like a slow start and a slow stop, but she is tactically very aware. She makes a lot of great plays. So I agree. I mean, she's still my girl.
Tasking her with a lot of the creative parts of the game, I think she does have to carry it a little bit, and I sensed a little bit of frustration.
Yes,
like
definitely.
You could kind of see it.
We have John in the chat saying she looked exhausted.
Yeah, she's doing a lot there. So for me, like, I think she had a great game, but like, it goes back to the individualistic aspects of the game and the attack. Like, she definitely was trying to make a lot happen by herself, and there needs to be way more connection between those front players. But McCaskill, she's so talented, but even like you said, I think she needs more runners around her.
Exactly.
More movement, because
What's the saying? Work smarter, not harder. And I feel like that is a big thing for this game, because I feel like they were just all over. Okay, moving on. Forwards. All right, Endo. I love her.
Okay, we're taking the emotion out of this.
Okay, but like, as a player, I want to be on the field with her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, but how was she this last game?
I think she had some good crosses in. She was
my player of the match.
She's busy, and like, I think she's been maybe found out a little bit since that game that she was really good in. One thing I would like maybe Endo not to do so much is just cross it into nobody. We don't actually have the type of team that like there's anybody waiting there for the header.
We've been talking about.
So what you'd rather her shoot, or would you rather her?
I'd rather her change it up and maybe find a pass and hold on to the ball a little bit longer, because when you kick those balls into the box and there's nobody there, then they just come back at you. And I think it's like a wasted opportunity. Crosses are good, tons of quality, just need to get some more variety.
So what are you rating?
I agree with that. I agree.
But I think somebody also needs to be there. June should be able to be crossing that in.
True.
Everyone's getting an 8.
You guys, okay.
Just write 8 over the starting 11.
All right. Okay, I'm not good at this. Okay. All right, Kristen Press. I didn't think she got on the ball that much. I mean, she had got that one great header that, went over.
Yeah.
But I didn't see enough of her on the ball, but she also had to play a lot more defensive.
She was basically playing central defensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's where you wanted to play, right?
So, yeah.
But how much of that is on her? Like, get out of somebody else's position and get up top and score us a goal.
Yeah, I don't know if I blame her for that. I think it's like the symptom of the game and the way it was going and being pulled back into defense to try to make things happen.
Help.
She needs more help. And then also Kristen, like, she kind of does this thing as well where she is like, well, I'm just going to take the shot, or I'm going to take the dribble on. And it just all goes back to the individual aspects of this game. So Kristen, great player. Goals are coming. She's got it.
What's your rating?
All right, my last one.
Did you rate her?
Yeah, I gave her an 8.
Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm not. Okay. All right. You can't ask the past player to
my reaction.
Charlie. I think this, for me, this is one of her better games.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot more movement. I saw a lot more, like, what do I want? What's the word I'm looking for?
Hustle.
Hustle. Yeah. Hustle is actually the right word, because she was all over the place, trying a lot more.
And she never gave up.
Presser. Yeah. She's a great presser of the defenders. Like, there's tons like times where you can just tell she was putting them under a lot of pressure. I like that about her. So.
8.5.
Yeah.
I do want to see her getting in that box more.
Want to see her do what?
And, like, turning players a little bit more. And
like what?
Really, but I will say this: she did take players on a lot more this game. Just a little bit more strength in that box.
Yeah.
A little more oomph.
Maybe a little bit more grit, like how Lussi had said. I think that's a really good word.
Any subs you want to rate, Lauren?
I think, I didn't see enough of a lot of the subs, but let's talk about Nielsen. Well, at least talk about her coming in, because she is going to start playing a bigger role, especially when they go away for the national team stuff. She lost her player a few times. That third goal.
Yeah.
You're going to give her an 8, aren't you?
7.999.
Good Lord.
There we go.
Lastly, what would you rate Freya? Freya and her lineup. If you give her an 8,
I don't know. What do you guys? I need help with this one. I know, but I don't like rating coaches, because you're not in the thick of things. You don't really know what's.
Well, why don't we do the entire team overall? Like, take the players out of it.
Okay,
forget
I'm
all
taking
your
the players
8s.
out and
so everything.
Forget all of your 8s. Yeah, throw it all out the window. As
a 7,
team,
a 6.57 as a team.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that fair?
I think that's fair. I do.
And they know it. It's not like I don't want to get tweets from all of you guys like, Lauren, Sess money, why are you talking like that? No, you guys, they know it as players. Like, you step off the pitch and you're like, okay, that wasn't a good game.
Yeah,
I'm not happy at all. We're going to do better.
Yeah.
So, as I said, we're going to see a whole different team on Tuesday. I feel it.
And we definitely felt the effects of this game. I mean, we're finally negative in our goal differential. We dropped on the table to 5th place. This was not fun.
It's not fun.
Okay, so I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, sorry, but someone in the chat asked, you mentioned tomorrow's game against Houston. Someone in the chat asked what lineup you want to see.
Ooh.
They scored 5 goals last weekend, so.
Yeah. I mean, Houston are definitely going to be another challenge. It's another team on the up that's playing really well.
It's hard because, who do we have if we take out all of our injured players? Can I wave a magic wand and make people healthy? Because that's what I would like to do. I would like to see Tyler Lussi be able to play up top. I would like to see us have maybe a new veteran defender that can help out back there. But I know my starting lineup is going to have Gilles. It's going to have Didi. It's going to have Endo. It's going to have, those are my solid first 3 players that I base everything around at this point based on performance.
Yeah.
What about in the midfield?
I mean, if you don't have Weatherholt,
It's hard.
I think it's going to be the same lineup.
I think it is too. And I think that's why we saw more subs from Freya than ever before, is because she was trying to, rest some legs, even if it's just for a little bit, because we've got the game Tuesday and then we go again on Saturday, back away. And this is because of that rescheduled game. This game wasn't supposed to be this week. We were supposed to have time to rest.
I want to ask a quick question before we move on. So out of the subs that you saw step on, who would you like to see a little bit more of? Who was more promising in your eyes?
I think I'd go with you with Paige Nielsen. I would like to see her get a few more playing minutes, but I think honestly next Saturday we're probably going to see a lot more of those subs get minutes just because of necessity, because you're going to need some fresh legs. But I don't think right now we have anybody that I would put into a starting role that's not already starting.
Yeah, Ricard versus Groom is definitely going to be entertaining. There's going to be some yellow cards.
Yes. So looking at the chat, we're going to answer some of your questions. We have Sydney's question: with the upcoming international window, how do you think the team will adjust without Gilles, Riley, and possibly Press? We talked about this a little bit last week, seeing some of those rotations now.
I'm going to keep it 100. I think they're going to struggle. Those are three really big personalities in terms of leadership and senior presence. So I think it would be fair to say that they might struggle a little bit just to deal without those personalities in the team. Gilles has been by far, for me, our best player consistency-wise and giving us that sturdiness in the back. I don't know what else they have in terms of depth in the center back position, but stepping into that is going to be difficult. But there's opportunities for other players to shine and show what they have to give. So it gives Freya a chance to look at new players, and she's seeing them at training, but I'm not gonna lie, I think they're going to struggle a little bit without those personalities, I do. So
who do you think needs to step up in their absence?
I think Spencer's gonna be the one to step up personally. I think Spencer's got, a decade in this league? You'd never know it, but Spencer's got that veteran attitude. She's got a go-getter, good personality. I think you're gonna see a lot from Spencer, assuming she can get healthy.
I need Danny Weatherholt back in this team. I think if she, we need somebody in the midfield in the engine room to really own the game. And one thing I will say is that watching games without her, you can just tell there's something not there.
Yeah.
And then obviously Savannah McCaskill also has to be somebody in terms of creativity and stepping up in that final third, I think.
So Benny in the chat says, I think we need to sign another midfielder. Do you agree with that, or do you think it's just the health of our midfield?
I'd say more a forward than a midfielder, because we really don't have anybody that can step into that 9 role. We saw a glimpse for 2 minutes of Taylor. I still don't know enough about her as a player, but for me, it's a forward more. We have a lot of midfielders, but it's just finding the right 3 in there that are going to work together, I think is the biggest thing, and gel with the wingers.
Yeah. So I got 3 separate questions online earlier today about the play of Kristen Press. So I want to pose this to you all. Is she not getting the right connection? Is that why Kristen Press isn't scoring? Or do we need somebody like Tobin Heath signed onto the pitch? Or or is Kristen Press not playing in the right position? Should she be a number 10? Should she be a false 9? What are we thinking? Why is Kristen Press not doing press things?
I was going to say that when we were kind of talking about who should play, in the next game, I actually would like to see Kristen Press in the central role and Simone Charlie and maybe June on the other side, because Kristen knows how to play through the center, and I think Charlie is more of a wing presence. So for me, I would like to see maybe Kristen play more central. I know when she played for Manchester United, she played through the center, but the problem with that is, you need runners around her. You need people making runs so that she can do her thing. And then you also need somebody that can stretch the defense so that the center backs don't just converge on top of her. So it's something I would like to see. Kristen Press is a quality player and she'll figure it out, but the group just needs to figure it out. I don't think there's anything wrong with, we'll see Press do press things when they start to gel a little bit more, but I would like to see her play central, especially if she's gonna be dropping in. It would be better if she had 2 runners on the outsides of her.
Yeah, so you think more of a false 9?
Yep.
All right.
They did try her. Which game was that? She was playing the 9 spot.
Did she have Simone Charlie on the side?
She did not, because Simone was injured. So I do like that, and I'm intrigued. I think that's something.
And McCaskill in behind. I think that is a vibe that I would like to see, but like, would it look like that when it happens?
Freya, call Jess.
Yeah.
So,
Freya, call me.
anyone knows Sarah Lubert? We've got Gerardo in the chat saying we should sign her from Chicago.
I don't know her that well, but I know that she is a quality player.
Sarah probably would know her, right?
Yeah. Jen, well, I think we actually talked about her on another show. I think they weren't there at the same time when they were at Club America. Okay, so we have this question from Paula, and I think it kind of comes to what we've been talking about for most of this episode. What position would you guys want a new possible transfer to be playing? Do you want it to be that number 9, or do we need more help in the defense? Sounds like we have the midfield, we just don't have the right rotation. So what is priority?
Go ahead. I'm going to agree with what Lauren just whispered, actually. I think we need...
I didn't hear.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Okay, because I'm always going to say, I think we need another outside back, another defender.
I was going to go with a good, solid veteran center back.
I think we need a center back.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Reed,
a defender.
Reed and Gilles are doing such a good job, and like their partnership is something that I couldn't have foreseen. Like when Megan came in, it was like, oh, this works. But I think like the best center back partnerships have a difference. They play off of each other, and it's like a puzzle piece. Gilles is more of like the aggressor, like the enforcer, that kind of player. We don't actually have like a ball-playing center back, and I do think there's times where it'd be nice to see a nice little clip ball over the top, or to see a ball in between the lines, and just a little bit more control from the back, especially when you see like Recaro and Weatherholt struggling to play from the midfield. Okay, go ahead, girl.
I want to go off of that.
Yeah, go.
A left-footed center back.
So you want to?
Are you up for the job?
No.
Are you talking about yourself?
No.
She's pitching herself right here.
And any coach and anybody in the chat would actually probably agree with that. That when you have a right-footed center back playing in that left-footed role, it's very difficult because they don't feel as comfortable playing those balls.
Yeah.
So Gilles is great on that right side, and Reed's doing a great job too. So maybe we need some more lefties.
I mean,
so to Lauren's point, I think would having that outside back come in put Jasmine and Tyler back in their true positions.
Yeah, and I think that's really what we're looking for. You know, these girls were signed as forwards, and we haven't really given them enough opportunity to play their true positions, and I think that could make all the difference as we go forward, having them step up and, you know, start scoring goals.
I mean, I'm dying to see Jasmine Spencer in the forward position. I think when you watch her get into space, and like she's so good at like beating the defender and like getting past them, and like I don't think her talent is being wasted at outside back because she's just so good there. But it would just be nice to see her there, like, because that's definitely her position. And obviously, like, Tyler Lussi as well. Like, we're losing a little bit of her dynamism up top. So, yeah, for sure. An outside back would free up some of our players to play in their right positions.
Great stuff, all. Thank you for getting the chat popping once again. Nice. Really good conversation. Well, it's time to put a bow on today's episode. And as we always do, it's stoppage time. So, Sess money. Get us off.
Thank you, Megan. All right, everybody, this is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I know there's been a lot of chit-chat on Twitter, but we saw yesterday that the Canadian men's national team did not step onto the pitch to play Panama, and it opened up the conversation of equal pay, and they put out a joint statement, the national teams, the men and women's team, alluding to that they want the equal pay, which yes. Now, I will say I do feel bad for the fans and everyone that traveled to go to that game. So I do not agree with that aspect of it and maybe the timing of it. But they did come out on Friday. They weren't going to come out and step onto the training pitch. So there was talk of this earlier on in the weekend, and then they decided to not go through with the game. But I do want to say, and I want to give kudos to our men's team as well, the fact that they want to join forces to help us get that equal pay. For me, it means so much. I almost had tears in my eyes yesterday when I was reading it, because when I was playing, we didn't have much of a voice. We weren't really allowed to have that conversation. And so now, you know, having other national teams step into the forefront with that and starting that conversation has allowed us to step in and have that conversation. And I have to say thank you to our men's national team and women's national team. Go get that bread, honey. You guys, let's do this. CSA, Canadian Soccer Federation, please, let's make this happen. These players, they deserve it. They put so much time, blood, sweat, and tears into this. You know, I saw a lot of conversations on Twitter saying they should just play for love of it. They should play for love of the country. It's not that easy. This is our livelihood, especially on the women's side. We made absolutely no money when we were playing, and we missed out on so many things, and we put our heart and soul into it. We deserve it. The time is now. We were selling out. We were winning championships. We are doing everything that is needed to win that money. So I just want to say thank you, men's national team. Thank you, women's national team. And thank you to all the past national teams that have been stepping up for the fight for equal pay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Love that.
That was really good, Lauren. Thank you.
Jess?
Yeah, so my stoppage time is about Catarina Macario. If you've been living under a rock, she tore her ACL. And seeing that news the other day on my Twitter timeline was like a pit in my stomach, like my heart dropped, because I'm just thinking, this is somebody who, and she put out an IG post talking about it, but she's somebody that, you know, a lot of us have been following since her Stanford days. Like when you saw her play for Stanford, you just knew like she was going to be something special. And you know, a couple years beyond that, you know, going professional early and going to Europe of all places and playing for Lyon, which is one of the best women's teams in the world. It's seeing her growth has been so fun to watch. And her first season, she had 5 goals and 1 assist. And this season, she had 14 goals and 5 assists. Exponential growth for such a young player, winning the Champions League with Lyon, having a big part to play in that, and also getting her chance within the U.S. women's national team. It's devastating to hear this news, and so she will miss out on World Cup qualifiers with the U.S. And I know we're all just hoping for a speedy recovery for her for the World Cup, because she's going to be a special player for the U.S. women's national team and for Lyon. And I don't know, it hurts to see this. And like, you know, Sarah Gordon, who's also works with 110 for Angels Wears Boots, she is dealing with an ACL injury as well. And just seeing like what she has to go through to rehab, it's no joke. And some players come back like the same, and some players never come back the same as they were before. And it would be a shame if that happened with Catarina, but I don't think that'll happen with her. She said, I'll be back better and hungrier, and I believe her. And I don't know if you'll ever watch this, Catarina, but if you do, we're all hoping for a speedy recovery for you. Like it's been so fun watching your growth, and so it's bad luck. It happened at a bad time, but at least maybe you can be there for the World Cup, because I know you're going to be a star. So that's my message to you.
Love it. We're wishing her a very speedy recovery.
Yeah, definitely rest up and get well soon.
Mine's a little happier, my stoppage time today. We've talked a lot about equal pay and investing in women, and here we go. We've got some good news coming to you. KC Current have unveiled plans for their new stadium. It's going to seat 11,500 people, costing them $117 million. This is going to include their very own training facilities, and this is the first NWSL stadium in history. This might be the first women's soccer stadium. So this is dedicated just to KC Current, and we're so excited. Expected to open in 2024. So get your airplane tickets and hotels booked now. Let's all go on a road trip or a...
I'm coming out of retirement.
You're going to go play?
Can I say that I was with KC for the inaugural year, and we were playing at a high school. So to see the growth
oh my
is
gosh,
absolutely insane. And like, I'm so jealous like looking at that right now, but credit to everyone that's involved. Like, that's awesome.
I love it. You know, we have to invest in women. This sport is going to be huge. We're already seeing it in the attendance. We're seeing it in the fans. We're seeing it in the players. We've got talent growing everywhere in this game, and I'm just glad to see that the women are finally getting the platform they deserve. And, you know, they'll probably invite you back. I'm just saying.
She might dance for you all.
Yeah, she will dance.
Just make sure you all invite her out. If you see this. Well, before we leave you, just a bit of housekeeping. For all you audiophiles, don't forget this show and LAF 360 are available as podcasts as well. Just search 110 Football on your app of choice and you will find us. We'll be back with you next Monday to talk about tomorrow's Houston Dash match, as well as Angel City's visit to Louisville at the weekend. LAFC 360 will return on June 20th after the international break and LAFC's trip to Seattle. All right, everyone. What a fun show.
I loved it.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much to Tyler for joining us. Dance party.
Hey.
But I won't dance. We'll watch Lauren dance.
You have my shirt, right?
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, where's our shirts?
You have my
guys in the
shirt?
chat.
Shirts.
Like, subscribe.
She don't have shirts.
She don't have shirts for us.
Follow 110 Football and subscribe to this channel.